And hello again, straight after the end of our last video, going straight on with a pack opening video. And we just got a free tavern ticket, which we picked up through our unfinished arena run, which we had a nice 5-2 there. Decent sort of hunter deck. Nice, so we've got 115 gold there, plus a new pack. And as you know, we just did our tavern brawl. So let's go into our rewards track because we've completed all our weekly and daily quests. So let's have a look. So up to ranked at 28. Okay, so we've got 50 gold there, a pack. This, whenever you magnetize, give it 1/1. Sounds pretty good in the mech deck. Pack. Add a random dragon to your hand when you draw this. Sounds pretty good. If there's a card in your deck that didn't start there, draw it. That's really good for tutoring out Fizzle Snapshot, I guess. Especially against classes which run the Steam Cleaner. The nice counter to the Steam Cleaner tech. You draw it out straight away before they get a chance to destroy it. What epic? Is that a random epic? Yeah. Discover a spell that costs 3 or less. Shuffle 2 copies into your deck that cast when drawn. This is Demon Hunter. Oh my. Wow, so if you only put runes in your deck. Oh, sorry, relics. All these words just, such little meaning. Very hard to keep track of all of it. Yeah, so you can actually cause your relics to get an extra 2 relics. Oh, 1 minute. I wonder if this card can actually draw those. What was it? No, not that. If there's a card in your deck that didn't start there, then draw it. Oh, and I guess my random epic can be one of those cards. Okay, right. We've got 50, 50. Ooh. Before opening any packs, we were already a neutral tier collector. Get a random card from your starting hand. That's a bit, It's nice, but come on. You're not going to put that in a deck. I assume it's going to be the ones which you get before the mulligan. We'll do experimenting with that. Sargeras card back. Of course, we got some packs for guessing Sargeras as the most popular Titan. But, you know, the truth is, yeah, it was fixed. If you following all the different YouTubers, they say everyone votes Sargeras, and yeah, some people unfortunately didn't get the message. Okay, another standard pack, more 50, and legend. Oh my goodness! We got Sargeras in our first ever legendary. Very, very nice. Haha, I wonder if that's with everyone. That is a really good Titan. It's a Titan, it's not just a card which does this. It's a Titan, so it gets the Titan effect, and it's got 12 health. Wow, really nice. Okay, we have to mark that down. Let's pause the video, 420. Okay. Very nice. Okay, let's keep going. 50, 50. New card, discover a weapon from any class. That's a nice value card there. Not sure if anyone will be playing it. It costs 4 for 4/4. Then you still have to equip the weapon, and then you don't know what sort of weapon you're going to get. And you've got, of course, this card, which, where is it? Where you can actually craft your own weapon, which is amazing. The 6 mana to, because you have to forge a different card first. So it's effectively you have to spend 6 mana for a 2/4 with a ridiculously strong weapon. If you get the 10 cost weapon, I think that's a win condition in itself, especially for control decks like Priest and Blood Death Knight. That weapon can be basically, I'm going to last you out, like repel all your attacks, all your spells, out heal you, out armor you in case of warrior, and then I'm just going to have a massive weapon and just destroy you with a weapon. Okay, 50, and Celestial Projectionist. Choose a friendly minion, add a temporary copy of it to your hand. That could be extremely powerful. That's like a Zola effect, but you can do it twice. You could put 2 of these. If there's a very strong card you want, we'll see. If I'm sure some people are going to try this, and they've got a tavern ticket there. And we've got the other legendary coming up at level 50. Okay, so now let's go ahead and actually buy the packs. What are these achievements? Okay, we'll look at the achievements later. Okay, so we've got 4,185 gold. So I think we'll buy. Let's see how many packs we've got so far. Got 28 packs, 18 of these packs, and 10 of those. So 18 plus 41. It's 59 packs. Okay, that's totally fine. So let's go and buy, and I'm sure we'll play some duels later on, but I want to just maximize the packs I've got. And I do want to do it as soon as possible before they start nerfing stuff, so I can get full dust refund. Oh yeah, there's a Hodir card. Shuffle all plagues to your opponent's deck. Draw this game, or unending, or something like that. Unending, yeah. Right, so we're looking for the new expansions. So sneaky, putting these nice portraits here, which you might want to spend 1,000 gold on, but then you don't get 10 valuable packs. In terms of dust, I believe these are worth more if you're just buying packs for dust. If you're buying them because you want the actual cards, then this is one you do. 1 to 50 packs. So we've got 41 here. And let's buy them. Okay, there we go. So now we have 69 packs. Nice. Right, so let's try remembering the correct order to do this. I think we open the classic packs first. I think that's how we worked out was the best way to do it. Can't remember why. Okay, so let's have a look. Get a warmer spark, but magnetic random effect. That looks really nice. Good small card for a mech deck. Destroy friendly minion, summon a copy of it with a death rattle. That's interesting. So I guess if something's got death rattle, then you get twice the effect by killing it off, and then optionally getting another one. It's similar to Cube. There was a card, Carnivorous Cube, but that gave you 2 copies of the card. So this isn't as good, but it's pretty good. Oh, and that's nice. It actually tells you which cards are actually new. What a right nice quality of life effect. Okay, discover a spell from your deck, Death Knight. Frost spell, freeze a random enemy minion. No, no, no. Terrible card if you ask me. 2 just to draw another Frost card. If you want to go through a deck quickly, maybe it's worth it, but freeze a random enemy minion, oh, it's terrible. Terrible card, I think. Momentum, give your hero 4 attack. Okay, 5 mana. Costs 1 less for each card you've drawn this turn. Ah, okay, that's the catch. That's why it's a decent card. Okay. Forge, choose 1 card. Forge it to have both effects combined. Yep, definitely like the look of that card, especially if you get the drum circle. So you get a whole load of 2/2s with the 2 4s added onto them. So it's a whole load of 4 6s. I'm sure lots of people already worked that one out. It's pretty obvious. The most expensive choose 1 card we've got at the moment, besides maybe Scenarius. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. I'm only going to look at the new cards. Okay, starts dormant. After you draw 4 cards, this awakens. So if there's a lot of card draw for Demon Hunter, then I can see a lot of that type of synergy happening. Because you've got a very cheap minion or whatever. Cheap 4 attack for cards you've drawn. Mage card, deal 3 damage, get a random spell. This costs twice. So you get 2 random spells for 6 damage, I guess to the same target. That's a nice card, I like that. It's a fire spell as well, which is important for the spell schools, for the new SIF card, which we're hoping to get. When a friendly minion is attacked, give it 3. Oh, come on. You are joking. What a stupid card. For 2 mana. That should be a 3 mana mage card, if anything. That's way too powerful. Give it 2/2 maybe, not 3/3. There was a hunter card where if you attack something, summon a copy of this minion and give it 3/3 in stats. But this doesn't even let you kill the original minion, and it actually gives him more attack. Well, I guess it ends up being the same as the one, I can't remember what it's called. In terms of stats, it ends up being the same. All right. Get 3, so again, oh, this is rogue, okay. Get 3 magnetic spark bots with random bonus effects. Oh, wow, okay. It's a Mech rogue. Why do they have to make new archetypes like that? Why can't they just make it Mech Paladin? I guess they want to make a Mech rogue with a rogue theme to it. Oh, what a nice card. A 4 mana 7/7 with taunt. Oh, and the only way to get through it without killing it is silencing it, which means you've just given them a 4 mana 7/7. Very, very nice. That's a beautiful card. I really like that. For control deck, that is a gift. Whenever this is attacked, draw a card. Interesting. Oh, dear. Usually these passive sort of cards don't actually work. Because it's like basically a 4 mana 3/5 with taunt with no effects. If yeah, maybe it could work. Don't be too quick on that. We saw this in the previous video with the Warlock deck. Choose a friendly minion, summon a giant with its stats and rush, which works very well with the Mal'Ganis, which we had there. And this is the Death Knight weapon for Plague Death Knight. After your hero attacks, shuffle a random plague into your opponent's deck. I'm still not convinced that plagues are any good. A nice little bonus, but I don't see how you build a whole archetype around it. Seems the effects are too small, unless there's a payoff card. Right, Thornvein Tentacle, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion. Lifesteal, nice. It's a bit like the other cards, which are the finale card, the 2/3 with rush and lifesteal. But that you can actually attack with, and you can choose what you want to hit. This is random. But then again, you can probably get twice the lifesteal of this. Maybe a good early control tool. Draw 1 card, gain 4 armor, blossoms in 3 turns. What does blossoming mean? I guess you mean wait 3 turns and after it's been in your hand, and then it has an enhanced effect. I'm assuming that's what it means. So was it draw 2 cards, gain 5 armor? Draw 3 cards, gain 8 armor? Don't know. Okay. Draw 2 cards, gain 8 armor. That kind of makes sense. Okay. Good for control. Druid, I guess. Mecha Gnome Guide. Discover a spell. Forge. It costs 3 less. So you're spending 2 mana to forge this. And then you have to spend 4 mana to actually have the effect. So you're spending 6 mana to discover a spell which costs 3 less. So basically, it's a 3 mana 3/4 effectively. Okay, interesting. Don't know what to make of that. Give a minion 3/3 till next turn. Really interesting card. Good for burst damage, I guess. Or trading. Got an epic. That's a simple brand. That's from the last expansion. Magnetic stealth for 1 turn. So I guess Rogue might have some nasty things it can do with mechs. Probably going to be a complex deck, I'm guessing. In the style of Rogue, which is quite complicated. I mean, this is power creep again. This is a spider tank. It's a spider stealth magnetic for 1 turn. And it's a mech and a beast. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, shuffle 2 random plagues into your opponent's deck. It's nice removal and thematic with the plague death knight. I guess that means you want to be running frost and 2 unholy. Cultivation, right? Druid cards. Give your minions 2/2. Okay. It seems powerful. Right, bit expensive. Costs 1 less for each treant you summon this game. Wow. So if you summon a whole load of treants, that can absolutely be terrifying. It gives your minions 2/2. So if you've got other things besides treants, for whatever reason, they also get buffed up. That, I think, is an amazing card. Travel to draw a mech. Next mech you play costs 2 less. That's really nice. 5 mana though for 4. I guess it helps you set up. To set up cards for a pop-off turn. Unchained Gladiator. Draw a card. Repeat for each elemental you played last turn. Weird effect. Very strange. Okay, let's see if there's any mech. Some elemental synergy in Mage, otherwise that kind of is a really weird card. Because remember, draw for each elemental you played last turn, so you've actually got to play on turn 3, I assume, 1 or 2 elementals to make this worth it. Actually, to be honest, 4 mana 4/4 which draws a card's not bad, but Mage has got so much card draw as it is. It's going to have to fit in an elemental focus deck. You won't be able to just put it in to help card draw because it's just not as good as other cards. Disciple of Argus, Death Rattle. Summon 2/2 elementals with taunt. As a 3 mana 6/6 in stats. It's mathematically very powerful. Whenever you draw a card, summon a 1/1 demon with Rush. Again, drawing cards looks very powerful for Demon Hunter. And you've got a new 0 cost Minion, Ancient Totem. Do you want to put this in your totem deck? Like you had the 0 cost Murloc in the Shaman, Murloc Shaman deck? Don't know, time will tell. I doubt it, because you want stuff with much more value and more impact on board than just something cheap. Unless you're playing a super aggressive totem deck with a lot of card draw. After you forge a card, get a copy of it. Okay, that could be good if these forged cards are any good. None of them stand out to be that good as it is. So if I spend 3 corpses to deal 3 damage, you spend 2 mana to forge this, then you gain 3 corpses and deal 3 damage. Huh. Okay, interesting again. You see, the way I look at forged cards, you're basically spending 2 mana up front to get an effect later on. And usually that's not so good, because later on, you know, you want your effects to be much stronger, because you're playing against your opponent's 5 mana or 6 mana turns, so you need the effect to be stronger. So playing it unforged or playing a forged effect later on is going to add up to the same thing. Whereas overload is the opposite way around of this. Imagine if this was overload for 2. Imagine all forged cards were overloads for 2 mana. You get the enhanced effect straight away, which makes it very hard for your opponent to deal with. And you just suffer the next turn. Here you're suffering this turn to have the enhanced effect a turn later. So by definition, this is just a worse form of overload. So I'm really not convinced these forged cards are any good. Besides maybe a very powerful effect, ones like the choose 1 card, which does both effects. Death Knight card, both Frost, both players draw 2 cards, your opponent cannot play them next turn. Interestingly, that could work very well with Frost DK, where you want to keep drawing into your damage. Okay, Argonite Golem has 1 attack for each card drawn this turn. Again, you can have to see how Demon Hunter actually achieves this drawing of cards. Okay. Tempest Hammer. After your hero attacks, deal 3 damage to lowest health enemy. Okay, I think that's what happened in Tavern Brawl with me. Yeah, it's a decent card. It's really a 4 mana 4/3, but a bit more flexible, a bit more complex. It's a really good card, I think. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random overload card in your hand by 1. That's nice. You play turn 2, get a nice effect. So in decks where you've got powerful forged cards, you want to play Melted Maker, I would imagine. Imagine having 2 of those Druid choose both effects. Having more than 1 copy of it sounds really good. Okay, summon 2 1/1 saplings, which I think are treants, technically, so that's really good. Blossoms in 2 turns, I guess that's 2 saplings, or maybe 4 1/1 saplings, not sure. Right, already spoken about this card. Next elemental you'll play costs 2 less. Oh, I see. Now we're talking. So they can play this, plus another one of these on turn 3, let's say, plus maybe there's a 1 mana elemental as well. So then when you play your 4/4 for 4 mana, which draws cards equal to the number of elementals plus 1, you've got a 4/4 for 4 mana, which draws 4 cards. Okay, with this card, that changes everything. That's incredible. Yeah, that's really, really powerful. Trogs. Trogs are back. Rush. Deal 4 damage to your hero. Okay. Interesting. That can definitely see play in an aggressive deck. Awakening Tremors. Get 3, 4, 1 worms. They cost 1. Okay, that's Hunter. Instead of the 1/4 taunts, you've got 4/1 worms now. They will cost 1. Okay, that could be very powerful if they manage to get the taunts up. Then that can protect the 4/1 worms. Fourth Disciple. Discover a legendary. This is a priest card. Discover a legendary priest minion from the past. Oh, they had some really good ones. That's a fun card. Definitely put that into a control priest deck, for sure. Cyclopean Crush. This is a Cyclops, obviously. Rush, and it gets 3/2. So it's either, let's assume that you're adding 2 mana to the cost. It's 3 mana, 3/3, or 5 mana, 6/5, both with Rush. Again, nothing special. Student of the Stars. Shuffle a copy of this into your deck with permanent 3/3. Oh. So without silencers, this card's going to infinitely ramp. So it's going to be a 4/3, and there's going to be a 7/6 and a 10/9. I assume because it's going to shuffle a copy, which means with the Death Rattle. So it's just like a Pogo, just with Death Rattles instead of Battle Cries. Okay, so no legendaries from the classic packs, but hopefully now we'll get through our packs more efficiently. After your hero kills a minion, gain 4 armor. Very good. The problem with that is that the armor synergy card for warrior gives you attack, and you only get this attack after you've attacked. So unless you've got a Wind Fury weapon, which I don't think they have, you could get it from the new card, which can give you a custom weapon. But then you're equipping that weapon and you're losing this. So, okay, this is just for the armor, I guess. I'm not sure if this goes in the armor deck. We'll see. Deal 3 damage, plagues, right. What's this one? Whenever this attacks, get a coin. And it's magnetic, so you can get free coins. So this effectively, assuming you're playing a mech deck and you've got mechs on board, this is a 2 mana 4/3. Very powerful. If you control a minion with 4 more attack, gain 2/2. So this is a 3 mana 5/5. Because remember, you could play your worm, which is a 4/1 minion. And suddenly you've got a 3 mana 5. This is a ridiculously powerful card. Because I think Hunter does have the ways of getting minions out with high attack very early. Yeah, Hunter's going to be very strong. It's just got even stronger than the last expansion, I think. Probably more of an upfront, aggressive, aggro Hunter, I would guess. Right, restore 8 health. Pretty good. Priest, very annoying. Discover a card that costs the amount over healed. So if you heal yourself for 2, you get a card which costs 6. Okay, it's just giving you extra value. There's nothing special about it. It's not discounted. So it's just a sort of heal yourself up. Don't feel too bad that you're healing yourself up for 3 with a potential 8 heal, because you're going to get it. We'll give you a free 5-cost card. Nice. 5 randomly split amongst all enemy minions. Forged gain life. My goodness, what a stupid rubbish card this is. What were they thinking? What a terrible card. 5 mana, and you have to forge it to gain the lifesteal. I mean, there was a Mech which you deal 5 damage randomly split amongst all minions, including your own. And that was a, what was it? Was it a 4 mana or 5 mana card, but it was more stats than this. And this you have to force to gain lifesteal. Is terrible. Okay, Magnet, freeze any character damaged by this minion. See, that would be nice if you magnetized onto this, but the problem is this has the effect before you get to magnetize it. Not very, a bit of the old anti-synergy going on here. This and the warrior weapon also anti-synergistic with what Armour Warrior is trying to do. Choose a friendly minion, add a temporary copy to your hand. Yeah, we've seen that. This feels like a legendary one. No, it's not. Okay, we've seen that. Transform a friendly treant into a 5/5 ancient with taunt. Okay, pretty good. 8/8. I like 8/8s. Okay, transform into a 8/8 copy of a random minion in your hand. That's a death rattle. Wow. Could be really, really cool. Or if it's a taunt or lifesteal, something like that. Okay. Draw a spell. Reduce the cost of a fire spell in your hand by 1. 1 minute. Wouldn't this basically solve your problem in a Menagerie Warrior or in a what's it called, Black Rock and Roll deck? Because this draws a spell first and it reduces the cost of a fire spell. So if you only run Black Rock and Roll in your deck, then this will draw it turn 3 hopefully. It'll draw the fire spell, which is Black Rock and Roll, because you don't have any other spells in your deck. Reduce it to 4. You can play Black Rock and Roll on turn 4. See some potential there. Discover Nature's spell. If you play this turn, discover another. Okay, that's pretty good. After this attack, give random minion in hand 1/1. Oh wow. Oh, it's Paladin, so it's hand buff, right? Okay. This is going to be the legendary. The last pack opening I had, I only got 1 legendary in all my packs, so let's hope we do better this time. Right, this is the card which I think is going to be very powerful. Whenever this minion deals damage, gain that much armor, and if you've got the card which converts armor into attack, this can give you a ridiculous amount of burst face damage. After you draw your second card in a turn, destroy this. That's a really powerful card. That is amazing. That is an amazing card. 3 mana 4/5. If you're creating some sort of aggro deck, but one which doesn't need card draw, which is not easy to do, because generally aggro decks are low cost minions. You want to play 2 or 3 per turn, so you do need the card draw. But let's say you're not. Let's say you're building a deck around big minions which are cheap. Then you could definitely play this, and you don't always. Again, if you've got card draw, you can just leave it until this is off the board. I think this can get into some decks. Okay, at the end of your turn, if this didn't attack, draw 2 cards. So I guess this is a 4 mana 3/3 draw 2 cards, because it'll do first turn, because this can't attack on the turn it's played. Interesting. You think of it as a pseudo taunt, because if you just keep it on the board without attacking, you're going to keep getting value. I think that's definitely a potential card, that is. That is a card, yeah. Inventor's Aura. Your mechs cost 1 less, lost 2 turns. So a way of cheating out mechs for 2 cost. Yeah, looks very powerful, especially for Mech. Paladin's got a lot of support, which I assume it does actually, considering that, you know, they'd make such a card. Turn the Tides, Shaman card. After your hero, give your hero 3 attacks, summon a 3/3 elemental with Rush. Overload 1. That's nice, very nice card. Lots of different things packaged together there. Yeah, and it gives your hero 3 attack. And remember, we've got the Wind Fury weapon for Shaman. So that is extremely powerful in that context. Okay, Bellowing Flames, we saw this card in the previous video. Deal 5 damage to a minion, Forge, then deal 5 damage split enemy minions. Very nice effect, but again, the cost is way too much. So if we've got an extremely slow, stagnant game meta, where everything's about value, I can see these being very good cards, the Forge cards being very good. But if we've got like a mid-range meta, you just won't have time. You won't be able to afford the 2 mana. Because by the time you've delayed this for a turn and spending the extra 2 mana, they could have played something which outpaces the extra 5 damage. I can't see this being a playable card. Unless you draw it and then you reduce its cost, maybe, but even then. Discover a spell, Forge it costs 3 less. Right, we saw this one. Gear Shift. Shuffle the 2, oh wow, Rogue card. Shuffle the 2 leftmost cards in your hand into your deck, then draw 3 cards. What interesting card. This 1 mana draw 1, but it's much more powerful than that, because if you've got 2 cards which you don't want, this can get you more choices. So it's a really flexible card. That's a really nice card. Clever design as well. Okay. So pack number 7. Okay. Discard your highest cost card, Warlock. Deal damage equal to its cost to all minions. Huh. What a strange card. Don't know what to make of that. I have to see what cards you'd like to discard. In what's it called? In Wild, you've got cards which draws 3 if you discard it, but otherwise I can't think of any good usage of this. If you control a minion with 4 or more attack, gain 3/3, we've seen that. Give a minion 2 attack, this is a hunter card, excess damage dealt by attacks hits enemy hero. Oh dear me. You've got a Tundra, right? What's it called? Trampling Run. It could be anything now. And also, if you summon your what's it called? Oh my goodness! What if you use this on a hound? That ridiculous healing can heal you up, but not only that, you heal you up for an extra 6 because of the cleave effect. And on top of that, any surplus damage goes to the hero, which means if I cleave 3 things on, let's say 4 health, then I do an extra 1 damage for each minion I've just killed. Oh dear, Hunter's going to be really ridiculously strong now. None of this big Hunter, thankfully, but I think that a face Hunter is really going to be very hard to deal with now. I predict that we're going to have a meta which is just trying to counter Hunter, and you have a lot of early removal. Right, we've seen this. Discover. Here we go, legendary time. There we go. Discover weapon in your class. See that? Shuffle a copy of this. Student of the Stars, that's the one we've got to look out for. And we've got a legendary Argus the Emerald Star. Means to the left of this have Rush and the ones to the right have Lifesteal. Right, so it's the 7 mana 5/9, which is really good stats. And it's a Demon Hunter Titan. Lifefinder's gift. Choose one. Get 2 random spells or reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 1. If it's a spell heavy deck, then the second one's going to be good. Or you can just get it for the value. 2 nature spells. Observer of the Myths. After you summon a minion with more attack than this, give all friendly minions 1 attack. Again! More aggro. Oh my goodness, what have they done to Hunter? Hunter's gone back to be a complete smoke deck now. Well, I think I probably prefer that in a way than the other one where it kind of smokes you down, and then in case you're playing control deck, you can just like heal up. After this kills a minion, restore this to full health. Okay, too situational to be playable in the deck. Mech costs 1 less. Okay, we've seen all this. I was getting all excited by the new tag. It seems they're putting the new tag on everything, unfortunately, so I can't tell which ones I don't have. Okay, discover a spell from a spell school you haven't cast this game. Yes, that's obviously for the spell school mage. That's a really good card. Give you that extra bit of spell damage with a SIF. Look at this, Priest. Give all minions -2 attack, destroy any with 0 attack. And that's permanent. That can really mess up the Hunter deck, actually. But again, this costs 4 mana. That's a big expense to get rid of like a wide board of tokens. It will definitely frustrate many classes which are trying to do that. But 4 mana. Would you put this in the deck? I guess it depends on the meta. Alright. Deal 3 damage to all enemies, costs 1 less for each nature spell you've cast this turn, so you have to obviously right, so if you've got a way of chaining nature spells together, which I think you do because you've got things which reduce the costs of nature spells and things like that. So 3 damage to all enemies. You have to see how reliable it is. Alright. Oh, you might have some shenanigans you can pull off with the Titan as well, reducing cost of spells. I think the Shaman one does that. Has 1/1 for each other astral automaton you've summoned this game. Again, I'm not sure how that's going to work. Priest card. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Got an epic. Oh, another legendary. And we got SIF. Wow. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's the one we really wanted. And we got it. Very, very nice. All right. Okay, it looks like we're going to hit legends pretty quickly with this, hopefully. After you summon elemental, give it 1/1. Okay, it could be some elementals might be coming back. Again, elemental inspiration, summon a 4/5 vortex with a random bonus effect for each spell school you have cast this game. So that means if you cast 4 spell schools, you get 4 4/5s. Discover and cast a secret, force you do it twice, ridiculous. But at least it gets the Hunter to waste 2 mana on something without putting something directly on board. Containment unit, magnetic. A magnetic, 7 mana magnetic with 6/6. That's the biggest magnetic I think we've seen before. So that could be a lot of burst damage. And summon a random 8-cost minion. Wow, that's a powerful card. That's really, really strong, I think. Okay. Next elemental costs 2 less. We've seen that. Oh, this is interesting. A Warlock card. Ah, a control Warlock card. This interests me. Deal 5 damage, randomly split amongst all enemy minions. Restore 2 health to hero for each killed. So that could work really nicely with a Defile. So Defile's not good enough to clear the board or even kill the first minion. Can bring everything down 1 HP. And then you've got much higher chance of this killing and healing. We'll see if that's any good. I see that's got potential. Oh my goodness, now I understand what this card draw thing with Demon Hunter is. Weight of the World. Draw 2 cards, okay. 3 mana, draw 2 cards. Arcane Intellect, not bad. Forge, that means you want a burst turn later on. So you're building it up in advance. Draw cards until you have as many in hand as your opponent first. And then draw 2 cards after that. So that means different cards which discard cards or shuffle cards back into your deck are actually not such a downside anymore. Wow, it's a very nice expansion so far. A lot of new ideas here. Get a random card from your starting hand. Steal that. Oh, look, it doesn't say new for these ones now. After this attack, get a Valkyria that costs 1. There's something about Valkyries which stack or something. I'm not sure. Okay, summon 2. I'll just summon elemental, give it 1/1. Yeah, there's definitely enough to make a half an elemental package here. This could be strong enough to challenge stronger decks, I'm still not sure. After you draw your second card, destroy this, we saw that. Deal 3 damage, yeah, we saw that. That's a good card, I think. Discover a spell, yes. Very bad card. Get. Oh, 1 minute. Forge. This gains lifesteal. But the minion itself keeps the lifesteal. So if you manage to stealth it, like with Rogue, with a spider card, then you attack with it next go. You can heal up for a massive amount. So this could theoretically give Rogue one of its weaknesses some relief, which Rogue is notorious for not having survivability. It's got to do clever things on board, or it's got to get on board quickly, because any damage done to its face sticks usually, but with this might give it a way of mitigating that. Watcher of the Sun, get a random Holy Stare spell, also restore 6 health to your hero. That might be the main part of the card, to be honest. You might only play this card just for the heal. But yeah, a random Holy Spell is always going to be good as well. Okay. Seen all these? I think we only look at the rares now. Summon a 2/2 earthen that gains 2/2 for each earthen you've summoned this game. Again, don't know how these earthens work. Discover a mech from your deck, give it 2/1. Not a copy, this is the actual original. So again, that one which has the potential lifesteal, that could be even more potent later on. Yeah, I think we've got all the commons now, so we're just going to stop and look at the rare and above cards. Okay, return any mechs magnetized to this to your hand. Wow. That is interesting. Oh. Some refill for magnetic cards. Flash of lightning. Draw a card. Next turn, your nature cards. Nature spells cost 1 less. Looks good. Destroy plague. Deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. Can be good. I mean, it is good. I mean, that's one major effect in the plague deck. It's got some very strong ball control, so you can actually run this as a sort of like a classic Unholy Death Knight, just without grave strength, because you need 3 Unholy Runes for that. But besides that, you can run it as a swarm deck and also control the board with this card. The rare card is each turn in your hand, transform it into a random card in your opponent's deck. Nice. I guess the cost and the stats change as well. That's nice. You get to see what's in your opponent's deck, and you get to even use it. And Priest can actually steal the card itself, since it's going to be in the opponent's deck. You can play your 4/3, which steals the cards which you play, which you'll copy from your opponent's deck, and can actually steal it guaranteed, because you know it's not in his hand. Another legendary. There's a Father of Giants, Hunter. Set the stats of the next 3 minions you play to 8/8. That sounds like a pretty strong card, but much slower than the Architect I was predicting for Hunter. Yeah, let's Hodir. Right, okay, so we've got a 4. Wow, we've got a really good pack opening so far. Okay, draw 2. Right, we've seen that one. I really want to try out this Demon Hunter deck now. I'm playing a lot of Demon Hunter recently. You combine that with relics and automatic spells being cast. Discover a copy of a minion in your deck. Forge, get another copy. Oh, right. So if you only run that one minion, which is or 3 different minions, so you're guaranteed of discovering a copy of the one you're looking for. The one which gains stats every time you play it. That looks like a lot of fun. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just going to note down the different deck ideas I'm having as I'm doing this. Priest, we call it Pogo Priest. I can't remember the name of the other one. Demon Hunter. Draw / relic. Cast. Okay, and what else we had? Aggro Hunter. And of course, Burn Sif Mage. Okay, anything else we've had? I might look at some mech sort of decks, but we'll have to see. Right, again, this shuffles more plagues, and I still don't see the big payoff cards for the Plague Death Knight. Okay, resurrect 3 different Paladin minions. Set the stats to 2/2. Forge, resurrect another. Okay. This Resurrect Paladin. Because remember, I think the Paladin had a card which if you everyone you summon gets stats a bit like Pogos as well. Destroy friendly minion to destroy an enemy minion, and you can choose. So you can just play a 1/1, then destroy it, and then destroy and target destroy enemy minion. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a spell school, so it would have been nice to be like Shadow or something, but I don't know. I don't think it makes much of a difference. 30 packs left. If your armor changes turn, draw 2 cards. Well, that's quite easy to do. That's a bit like Forged. Play 3 mana 3/4, draw 2 cards. No, it's not Forged because Forged you can do in a previous turn. Alright. Talking rubbish. Oh, double epic. That's nice. Golden epic. Your next choose 1 card has both effects combined. So there's another way of getting a double choose 1 card. Flash of lightning, draw a card. Your next spell. Your nature spells cost 1 less. That's how you can chain together lots of nature spells and get your 5 mana, deal 3 damage to all enemies cheaper. Shaman's got a Rush Dragon 6/6. Whenever this attacks someone, 2/3/1 whelps to attack the target first. So that's like 6/6, which does 6 damage. Oh, that is a nice card. That's a nice card. I'm not sure what sort of archetype type it goes in. I can just see it looking out of place with many decks. A golden epic. This is the first time I've had one of those in years. Loken, Jailer of Yogg-Saron. So basically it's a free legendary of my choice, really. Because I can dust this and pick another one. Discover a minion from your deck. Summon tentacle with its stats and taunt. That's a Warlock. Oh my goodness. You know what's a very big minion? A 15/15. So this could theoretically, for 6 mana, summon a 15/15 with taunt. Aha. I'm definitely writing that as a possibility. Okay, let's just write that down. 58 minutes. Wow, we've got a lot of legendaries so far. Loken. Okay, let's have a look. A big Warlock. The Phantom of the Opera, whatever it's called. Who am I? This is getting exciting. How much is that? 26, 34, 50. So basically, in about 25 packs, I've got 4 legendaries in 25 packs. Okay, that's good. Baruch Hashem. Thank God. I've seen this. Go through them quickly. Okay. Oh, I haven't seen this one before. Kajamite Creation. discover a spell from another class that costs 3 or less. That's nice for Burgle Rogue, really nice. 1 minute, isn't that just power creep on the one which does 3 damage? I guess 3 damage can be used to face as well straight away. But this gives you a 3/2 body as well as having that effect. Okay. Epic. Getting quite a few epics as well. Right, so after you summon a minion with more attack than this, yeah, we've seen that. Tarslick, a rogue card. Means take double damage this turn. Deal 1 damage. That includes your own minions, I think. Just by the basic reading of it. Another legendary. And it's a Titan, Death Knight Titan. After this uses an ability, discover a card with that rune. Okay, look forward to using that. Oh my, wow. Someone hacked my account or something? Well, there's only one person in charge of Scott, really, so that's why we're getting all these cards. Legendaries. Discover a spell. Yeah, we've seen that. Nice. Okay, there's a one which gets you 3 ones before it actually attacks itself. A bit like Neptune with the appendages. Has 1/1 for each other astral automaton you've summoned this game. Yeah. Pogos get 2/2, so this is much harder to achieve than the Pogos, it seems. But knowing what Priest can end up doing, it could be quite strong. Set enemies, minions, health to 1, then deal 1 damage to all enemies. So this is basically like... This is like the, what's it called? The Druid spell Swipe. Just instead of doing 4 damage to your target, doing infinite damage to the target because you're reducing its cost, its health to 1. This has got Divine Shield, I guess. But then Swipe also we've only got rid of the Divine Shield. Alright. Okay. Okay. 5 damage. Never seen this one. I really wonder how this is going to work. Probably quite a high skill card to play. High skill floor, high skill cap. Fascinating to see some good players using that. For attack on your turn. It's a rush minion. So this is a 6/5 with rush for 4 mana. There used to be a 4 mana 5/5 with rush where it had the 5 mana only for the turn you played it. But this theoretically, and then it went down to a 2/5. But this theoretically has 5 attack, has 6 attack if it survives. So some more, and this is for all classes, not just for warrior. There's this clear power creep going on here. So 1 damage to all enemy minions improved by each spell school you've cast this game. Oh wow. So there's other payoff cards for spell schools. Ooh. Nasty. So it's transform card. That's good for priest and rogue who likes to copy other classes. Right, Warlock, discard a spell to summon 2/3/2 imps. Forge, give them 2 health and taunt. So discarding a spell in order to get 2, 3, 4s with taunt. I'm not sure whether these imps are from the void or whether they might have some sort of special effects. Okay, there's a spell sword card there again. Yeah. Mechs cost 1 less. So I think Mech Paladin, because of this card, is definitely viable now. I'm going to write that down. Mech Paladin. There's your spell, right? So if you played that card which reduces the cost of nature spells, that will reduce the cost of this to 0 plus the one you discover to 0 as well. That's really 2 of the 5. You need to make the board wipe to cost 0. Random minion in your hand, 3/3, lose 3 armor to do it again. Yep, we saw that in the Tamil game. Okay, let's hope we get one more legendary. No, why not? It's 3/3. Yep. Yeah. I think it's just ridiculous, the Hunter deck. Yeah. It must be the strongest deck in the matter. Maybe the Mage one. But no, because the Hunter's just going to kill anything before anything gets a chance to do its thing. Maybe Warrior will be a counter to Hunter because of the Armour game, maybe. Let's hope we get the Warrior one. Okay, at the end of your turn, force all enemy minions to attack this. Oh my goodness. Talking about cleave effect. This is better than a cleave effect. Wow, and this is a demon. So, wow, okay, so Big Demon Hunter doesn't really want to do this because it really wants to just go face with its demon, so it doesn't really fit there. I mean, you would be a bit upset to summon this if you were trying to go face and win. However, if there's more like Relics Demon Hunter, which wants maybe a bit more control, it's possible. Maybe Renathal Demon Hunter. Don't know. Okay, this is the summons 2/2 Earthen that gains 2/2 for others you've summoned this game. So with the resurrect effect, that could be a possibility. We saw resurrect cards for Paladin. Melt. No, what's this? Priest. See how we copy them in the deck. Get another copy. Yeah, we've seen that. For the Pogo Priest, if you want to call it that. random cards starting it before attacking your turn. Okay, let's finish off. Let's finish off with a bang. Right, this is one that we've mentioned. Give 4 attacks. It's only 4 attack. It's not amazing. The payoff from drawing lots of cards isn't amazing with this, but I guess with all the other synergies it can just be a nice little bonus. Choose a friendly minion, add a temporary copy to your hand. Which again, that can work with the Jade's Pogo type decks. Okay, last pack. And that's a regular one. Draw a card, repeat for each elemental. Yes, I want to see if there's a possibility of elemental mage as well. Of course, I think a big influence to these decks is going to be how good the Titans are. I mean, Sargeras looks incredibly strong, especially for a control deck. Yeah, have those 3/2s like spawn every turn. Nasty. All right, so let's have a look at the cards. Well, actually, it's 500 dust only. Let's do this first. Legendary cards, Titan, Paladin cards, Shaman cards we've got. Druid cards. 60 different Titans cards. So how much we got? We've got 90. How many do we actually have? 109. Oh wow. 109 out of 120 Titan cards. Oh right. 100 out of 145. What? So if you get all the cards, then you get the coin. Wow, that's stingy. Okay. Warlock cards, Death Knight cards, Demon Hunter cards. Do we have most of them? Yeah, we're just one short. Collect Hunter cards and neutral cards. How many do we have of those? We've got with 7 short. Okay. Let's look at the collection now. And let's go into specifically Titans cards. Right, so start off with Death Knight. Okay, so let's have a look at what we can create here. Looks basically like plagues. Let's type in missing. So we've got Hellier as well, if you want to play the plague synergy ones. Oh, I guess you've got this if you've got enough plague. Okay, I guess it's a board-based deck with a small upside from the plagues. All right. Okay, so plague Death Knight looks like. Right, after you draw 4. This looks like a very powerful shell for any archetype having, you know, card draw as a main thing. Right, so we get to see what this Titan actually does. Discover Death Rattle minion costs 3 less. Nice. Not amazing though. Reduce cost of all minions in hand by 2. Ooh. That's effectively like a relic sort of effect. But this can, wow, okay. Let's see if there's any explosive stuff you can do with minions. I mean, you can have a lot of spell damage for 0 if you've got enough minions in your hand. Like, how many spells can go face? Okay, and summon 4 elementals. I guess it's 2 to each side. Yeah. Right, and 2 of them will have rush, 2 of them will have lifesteal. Okay, interesting. So we're missing this card. For the rest of the game, cast a copy of the first spell you draw each turn at enemies. I might even craft that. It sounds really, really powerful. Use this with relics. You're doubling your relics effectively. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Choose one effects. Summon 3/2/2s or transform your treants into 5/5 ancients with taunts. So that gives you 3 5/5s with taunt if you've got the double effect. It says treant here, but it doesn't say it's a treant. I assume a treant's a treant, but it'd be nice to have the tribe written on the bottom just to make sure. Okay. Duplicate your hand or summon copies of all other friendly minions. That looks really nice. That looks like a really powerful card. And then you've got a Life Binder. Summon a 5/5 taunt. It's a passive effect. Draw cards till you've got a full hand. Restore your hero to full health. This is 10 mana Reno without a condition here, right? And other effects. Well, refresh your mana crystals. Well, this will just simply give you a 5/5 with taunt, and then you could play something else. Okay, so that's a good immediate defensive card. All right. And what are the other cards that they got? So let's have a look. 2 random spells. What are these blossoming cards? Okay. Blossoms in 2 turns. Summon 2 treants. Okay, fine. That's what the blossom does. And it says, oh, very nice. Blossoms in 3 turns. It says, yeah, it doubles its effect. Okay. It looks like you've got like a kind of, yeah, treant druid. Yeah, could definitely be strong here. I'm going to write that one down. Especially people who know me. One of my favorite archetypes. I'm definitely going to have to give this a try. Okay. Then Hunter, the dreaded Hunter. Look at these cards. They're terrifying. Yeah. 2... You got a taunt, doesn't matter, still kill the taunt, do damage to your face, get 4/1 worms. After you summon a minion with, they cost 1. Oh my goodness, so you play this, then on turn 5, and you've got a few minions on board, play this, then you play 3 worms. That's going to buff your, that's a bloodlust. Oh, so painful. Nasty. And let's set the stats. The next 3 minions you play to 8/8. So if you play even tokens now, if you've got that 0 cost totem, it becomes an 8/8 after you play this. And you play 2 0 cost minions with this on board. They're going to be 8/8s. You can buff up the whole board. Oh, wow. So much potential with the hunter here. We control a minion with 4 more attack, gain 2/2. Bit of anti-synergy here because because you've got so many ways to buff up the minions you play. Then the 8/8's not that much better than a 5/5. It's still very powerful. Spell school, right? Elementals. So you've got a fast spell here. You've got mechs here. Oh, but this mech is basically the spell school synergy. At SIF, it's already got 1 spell damage. If you play 4 spell schools, it's a Malagos for 6 mana. 5 spell damage, and then you've got Elemental Inspiration. Give you Divine Shield or I guess Rush, Lifesteal, Taunt, the usual. Okay, let's look at what's missing. So you've got the Titan, double abilities of the other abilities every time you use an ability. You deal 5 damage, that can end up being 20 damage. Enemy cards cost 4 more next turn potentially, and cost 4 Mage Secrets. That looks like a pretty nice set. It's only 6 mana as well. That looks like a very nice card. Wisdom of Norganon. Draw 2 cards, cost 1 less for each spell school you've cast this game. So this could easily be 1 mana or even 0 mana, draw 2 cards. Wow, okay. And also the missing cards we had from Hunter were Equip a Tashalak. Okay, what is that? Oh, it's a Titan, right. So Tashalak is just a 3/3. Okay. Give a weapon 2 attack and immune. So that's a 5/3. After your weapon, after your hero attacks. Oh, give your weapon after your hero attacks. Summon a 3/3 enforcer. I guess that's what you want to do. So you basically play this. You get a 3/3. You attack with it straight away. You get a 3/3 taunt. And you can even draw a card as well. That looks like a pretty nice Titan there. Magnetic Rush can magnetize to mechs and beasts. So again, so aggressive. Very aggressive. Oh, scary Hunter. Yeah. So let's have a look at Paladin. Turn any mechs magnetized to your hand. A lot of magnetics going on here. An actual board clear for Paladin, which is actually pretty good as well. Earthens, what is it? 2/2 Earthen. Resurrect 3 different Paladin minions. Set the stats to 2/2 and resurrect another. So if you resurrect this and this, or maybe some mechs, don't know. Got potential, that's for sure. Oh, at the end of your turn, summon a 2/2 that gains 2/2 for each other earthen you've summoned this game. Oh, I see. So only this card and the Death Rattle one gives 2/2 for each one. If you resurrect the earthens, I think they just probably resurrect as 2/2s. Oh, one minute, no. After this is summoned, gain 2/2 for each other earthen you've summoned this game. Oh no, so earthen golems have got this. One minute, this is confusing. And then you return summon a 2/2 earthen, which gains 2/2 for each one you've summoned this game. This is just describing the text on the earthen golem. Okay, so it just means summon an earthen, a 2/2 earthen. By the way, you should know that earthens have 2/2 for each other earthen. Yeah, so if you resurrect them, they will actually gain the stats, I think. Your minions can take only 2 damage at a time. This is the Paladin Titan. Draw 2 minions. The attack and health are set to cost are set to 2. Okay, that could be very good if there's some big minions which you want. Resurrect a 2, 3, and 4 Paladin minion. So this is a 4 attack one. I guess that the earthen golems are 2 attack minions. Let's see what's got 3 attack. All right, let's look at the Titan first. Set attack health of all enemy minions to 2. What? Okay, there was another card which did something like that. That was not Tyrion Forger. I can't remember what it's called. That's it set the attack and health of all minions to 3/3. But this does it to only your enemies. But your minions keep their big stats. Oh my! Give your other minions 2/2. Okay, wow, that is incredible. Let's just double check that. So what's got 3 attack? Yep, this has got 3 attack. So that means you resummon the Stoneheart King, and you resummon an Earthen Golem. So you've got to be very precise with your deck building, but you can actually make this Earthen Res Paladin work. So I'm going to write that down. Res Pogo Paladin, yeah, okay. Earthen. Okay, wow, okay. What do you make of this? How many ways have we got to make astral automatons? We can get 3 copies if we forge this. The original, the copy, and the second copy. So it's 3 already. And 6 if you do it twice, because this is not a legendary spell. This is just a rare spell. Plus playing the 2. We've got the original. Well, okay, let's work out this way. So you get 2 with this, 2 with this, the 2 original, that's 6. And then you've got this as well. So maybe you want to do creation protocol on this one and just get lots of these. And when they die, they just ramp up very much. Transform into an 8 copy of random minion in your hand, which can be this as well. So you get 3 of these, or even 4 if you played 2 epics, summoning copies of these, or astrals. Wow, okay. Yeah, definitely a lot of potential there with the priest. Let's look at the other cards. Transform minions in your hand into ones that cost 3 more. So it's sort of like a Deck of Lunacy effect, or the other Mage minion which does that. More to things in your hand, but they become minions. Summon each other minion you played this game that didn't start in your deck. Okay, so that would count for things copied from the spell over here. Maybe it would work on this as well. And maybe on the resurrected ones of the shuffled versions of these. Plus that. Okay, that's a really interesting, very interesting with priests. They're much more proactive than the boring control priest. What else we got here? Let's look at the Titan. Discover any legendary minion, which again synergizes with this. Wow. Okay. Choose a non-title minion summon. A copy with 2/2 again. Wow. Okay. Looks very powerful. Looks like an expensive deck for Priest though, because you need to have both of these legendaries to make it work. It looks like. Remove 2 enemy minions from the game. Wow, that's nasty. Remove 2 8/8. What's it called? Ghosts, or what are they called? From the relics. Does that mean the next 2 relics summon 2 8/8s? No, I think it doesn't reverse the effect of the spell, which is a ramping spell. Yeah. Okay. Summon random 6-cost minion. Okay, give it taunt and lifesteal. Compared to these 2 effects, that's nothing. Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to Rogue. So Rogue has got... At the end of your turn, summon a copy of this, forge, gain magnetic. What? That doesn't make sense. Oh, 1 minute. When you magnetize this to something, that thing will gain at the end of the turn summon a copy of this. So if you magnetize this to stealth plus lifesteal, okay, that could be nasty. I should play Mech. Get a random one of Myrmian's gadgets. Okay, so it's nice value. I think till 3 damage, 3 attack and stealth. Sap. Next card costs 2 less. Okay, so that's for Miracle Rogue sort of thing. Taunt Divine Shield. No lifesteal. Swap stats with 2 minions. You can annihilate an opponent with that. But again, you've got a choice of 6, so it's not so consistent. And Vostron, Voltron. This means abilities repeat on another random friendly minion. Okay. Gain 2/1 or give 2/1, deal 4 damage to a random enemy, and give your another minion the same effect, so do 8 damage to enemy minion. Gain 1/2 and give 1/2, draw a card and draw a second card. So 6 mana, 3/5. Well, 6 mana, 5/6, which deals 8 damage, and you give another minion 2/1. Wow, okay. Gain 3 health, can't be targeted. Ah, that looks nice. It looks like if you get this, you're pleased to play it, probably. Okay, means take double damage in your turn. Right, discover a spell. That's just a nice burgle spell synergy card. But it looks like they're pushing this mech sort of thing going on here, especially with the Voltron. And this is just also for Miracle Rogue as well. Yeah, Rogue's got some nice support, nothing too OP, but I think reasonable. It's got some very big payoff cards, but nothing which is going to make people very upset to play the game. Let's have a look. Unlock your mana crystals. Draw that many cards. Oh, that's a nasty. That's a really good card. Yeah, in my opinion. Obviously, cast in nature. Get a 4/2 elemental with rush if you forged it. Yeah, that's really powerful. A lot of elemental stuff going on there. Yeah, I think elemental shaman's the thing now. I mean, sorry, nature overload shaman. It could be burn. Oh, do we still have the bio whatever card in shaman? Right, let's have a look. The Titan deals 3 damage to all enemy. Heal for 6 across the board. Draw 3 overload cards, which could just be, this could just be like a 6 mana 5/7 which draws 3 cards, and ones which you want for your whatever you're trying to do. And when you've got those 3 overload cards, that can help you with the weapon, which once overload cards played, deal 20 damage to a minion. My goodness, what on earth? What sort of effect is that? It's ridiculous. I guess in case of emergency, you need to get rid of something. I'm not sure how it synergizes with anything. Very strange sort of effect. Okay. Have a look at the nature synergies. That's 2 nature spells there. We've got a nature with overload and with attack. Let's actually go to standard cards and actually show the potential of this now. Reduce the cost of an overload card in your hand, which kind of mitigates the overload effect even more. Yes, here we go. Bioluminescence. Ouch. This can be a burn deck. I'm going to write burn Shaman. Bio burn Shaman, yeah. Yeah, and with the jazz base, next spell costs however many less. And if you look at what sort of things you can use that. Decent spell. You've got Horn of the Wind Lord, where if the Titan gives you attack. You've even got Doomhammer actually, because either one would be very nasty. You can get a free pack the house. You even get Criminal Lineup. Imagine using that on your Titan. That is scary. Can you use it on the Titan? And of course you got From the Other Side, but I'm not sure if you'd be able to do all of this overload and then from the other side and have useful minions to play. If you wanted to copy a very powerful minion, I mean, this is a powerful minion. This is a legendary minion as well, but copying a Titan, reduce it, draw lots of overload, deal a lot, deal 12 to all enemies. I don't know. I can see some crazy stuff you could potentially do with overload. Shaman here. To see if it can actually work. Okay, so let's have a look. What are we missing from Warlock? Cost 1 less for each damage you've taken on your turns this game. 5/5. Oof, it's not really worth it. Okay, and got this. Interesting. It looks like I got most of the, if not all of the Titan cards. Oh wow! I think I've got all of the. Yeah, I've almost got all of the Titan cards. Yeah, so we've got this. Oh my goodness, this is scary. A 6/12 battle cry. Okay, you're going to have to be able to play it. It's a bit scary. And this is a battle cry to open the portal, which is really important. So you can't cheat this out with a 3/4, which death rattle, summon random demon from your hand. Send all other minions into the Twisting Nether. Summon 2/6/6 Infernals from the Twisting Nether. And Twisting Nether at the end of your turn, summon 2/3/2 imps. Future demons summoned from the Nether have 2 health and taunt, which means you play this, a 6/12 for 9 mana, you automatically get the portal and 2/3/4s with taunt, which immediately protects Sargeras, and it can actually protect your face as well. Wow. And the Infernal's a 6/6. And if you summon it from the Twisted Nether, do you get the extra 2 health and taunt? What does it say? Future demons summoned from the Twisted Nether have 2 health and taunt. And these are future demons. So you do this one first, protect the Sargeras, and hopefully you get the 6/8 with taunts next turn, plus your 3/4. Wow, that's really nasty. And of course, in the case of an emergency, send all other minions into the Twisted Nether. Oh, wow. Okay. This is incredible, powerful removal here. Discover minion from a deck, summon a tentacle with its stats and taunt. So that could get you a 6/12. But does it draw the minion, though? That's what I want to know. It doesn't seem to draw the minion. Huh, alright. Discard your highest cost card. Deal the damage equal to its cost to all minions. I guess it's a good board clear in a pinch. Let's say you're playing an aggro hunter, you wouldn't mind discarding your Sargeras, I guess. As you just need to survive. Discard a spell to summon 2/3/2 imps. Forward to give them 2 health and taunt. Yeah. Okay. Five damage. Heal 2 for each one. Choose a friendly minion, summon a giant with its stats and rush. So if you summon a massive 15/15 with this, and then you can get a giant with this. Okay, that'd be an incredible pop-off turn. Look at the potential here. A 15/15 taunt lifesteal. Okay, so you're not going to realistically play this in the game. Unless you're both top decking and you finish him off with this, fine. But you play this, you discover this, that gives you a 15/15 taunt, a tentacle with taunt. Then you've got 4 mana left, let's say. So with 3 of that mana, you can play this card. Choose a friendly minion, a friendly giant, a minion, and summon a giant with its stats and rush. So your 15/15 taunt, you can suddenly out of nowhere get a 15/15 rush. That means for 9 mana, you can get 2 15/15s. Plus, of course, plus a 3/3. That means next turn he has to be able to deal with it if he loses. Wow, that's definitely got huge potential. And this is the one I was really looking forward to looking at. Is Armour Warrior. Let's just write that down. Armour Warrior. So Garrus and what's it? Okay, fine. Let's have a look. Okay, so you've got Smelt. So that buffs up a minion in your hands, which can work really well with Minotaurin. Give you even more armor. Draw a spell, reduce the cost of a fire spell in your hand by 1. So if you start off with this and Black Rock and Roll in your hand, that you might reduce Black Rock and Roll by 1. Question is, do you run this in a Black Rock and Roll deck? How are you going to get all the armor and the big minions without spells? I have to see if we can manage to get that to work. If we've got enough good minions, it may be probably better to put it in a Menagerie Warrior shell. The Minotauran is not a spell school, not a tribe, so can't make any extra synergies there. If your armor changes this turn, draw 2 cards. That's really good. Oops. Let's quickly look at these before they disappear. Get Holy Spell, restore 6 health to your hero. That can work nicely in Paladin or Priest. Oh, interesting. Let me see. Let me check something. Obviously, summon elemental, give it 1/1, so that gets put into the elemental mage deck. 1 minute. Holy spells in standard. Let's look in standard. So that'll definitely give you a random holy spell. So if you're playing in a non-Death Knight, Paladin or Priest deck, this will actually give you a Sunwell. So if you're playing a value deck like Mage with Romath, or maybe not Priest, a Rogue, Burger Rogue deck with Tess, this is another way of getting some more spells with the Sunwell. You can get an extra 2 Sunwells if you put 2 of these in. But if you're playing Priest, okay, Priest has got a lot of variants when it comes to holy spells. A lot, yes, as removal, or we've got value, board buffs. Okay, yeah, with Priest it's very random. With Paladin, again, you can get a lot of variants here. Got removal, got buffs. All right, and what do we have in Holy? So there aren't any Holy, they just got the word Holy in them. All right, okay, it was a nice try anyway. Right, so I'm not sure how useful that Discover Holy would be actually. Let's look at the missing cards in Warrior though. And we see Odin, for the rest of the game, after your hero gains armor, they gain that much attack for that turn. And using Minotaurs, which have been buffed up, you get huge amounts of attack by getting huge amounts of armor. Okay, summon 5/1 Valkyries. When one dies, the other have 1/1. Interesting. That's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically. What are these Valkyries? Valkyr. Okay, we'll have to look up Valkyr if it's an independent card. So the Titan gain immune this turn after using the ability and attack a random enemy minion. Okay, so even though the Titans can't attack until they've used up all 3 abilities, but this has an automatic attack. Gain 2/2 and draw a weapon. So basically, straight away you've got 6/6 for 6 mana, which attacks a random minion. or even a 9/4, which attacks a random minion, and it's immune while it attacks, and you've got 5 attack, or you can like give 5 health to this, so it's going to only attack with 4 attack, but you get more chance to survive to the next turn, and your hero gets 5 armor, which could translate into 5 attack as well. Lots of synergies going on here. Damage is what's next to it. Yeah. Okay. So the Minotauran will give you a massive amount of armor if it's buffed up, especially. Okay, yep. Armor Warrior, definitely something I'm looking at now. I'm sure I'm definitely not the first to think that. Mech synergies for the few different mech decks, which might be popping up. Okay, so let's have a look at the neutrals. We've got the Magnetize, Synergy card. Holy Spell, we looked at that. This is a neutral minion, so this could be used for any powerful minion which you want to just add a temporary copy of it to your hand. So if it's 8 mana or less, then you'll be able to play it, or 9 mana if you've already got the audio amplifier. So you can play this turn 11, you get a 9 mana minion and replay it. Right, this is like an elemental buffing thing. So the next elemental you play this turn costs 2 less. So you could play this for free and play a few more elementals. All right. I'm thinking of Mage there. Right, so I picked this up in my end of month ranked reward. This was my epic. Another magnetic. And give a friendly mech 2/2 in this death rattle. Wow. Yeah, definitely mechs are looking more and more playable here, even strong. And elementals, after you forge your card, get a copy of it. Yep, looking good. After you draw a second card, yeah, this is just a very good standalone card. I think Hunter probably want to play this or any other very strong aggressive deck which doesn't rely on card draw. So not a Demon Hunter by any stretch of the imagination. What else we got here? Yeah, this is a good anti-fizzle tech. I mean anti-fizzle tech. Yeah, so you can draw out your snapshot straight away before it gets destroyed by Steam Cleaner. So it's an anti-Steam Cleaner tech. That's how I should say it. Yeah, this looks like a really powerful win condition card for very slow decks. Just get the 10 mana weapon and just win just with that card. That's 4 attack on your turn. Look to that. Yeah. Of course, this is from this expansion as well. Draw Mech. Again, more Mech synergies. And let's see what we're missing. So we're missing in the neutral set. Get 2 random magnetic mechs. They cost 2 less. Again, if you want to play mechs, I'm guessing this is going to be key. You're going to have this in your deck because it's going to just boost your win rate up. If you've got a very good, like 58%, 60% win rate mech deck, This is just going to make it even stronger. Boost it up 1 or 2% even. So I think this is a must for mech decks. Whenever this attacks a minion, put it in your hand. So if this kills off a very powerful minion and you get to play it very quickly, whenever this attacks a minion, it doesn't have to kill it even, just put it in your hand. Move any in your hand to your opponent's. That sounds like an extremely double-edged card here. You can effectively try to try to get a copy of a very powerful minion on the board, which let's say you're trying to attack you want to steal a Titan. So you attack this with this. So you get a copy of them, you get effectively a Titan or Colossal or something like that in your hand, but you won't be able to play it this turn, but you can play it next turn. Problem is, if this gets killed, which is very likely to because it only has 10 health and it just attacks something, when it gets killed, you've just given your opponent an extra Titan or an extra Colossal. I think it's an absolutely terrible card, this. Unless you can use it in a certain way. Maybe because it's stealth it or something. Or shadow step it back to hand. So it doesn't trigger the death rattle. Or maybe silence it. That's too clunky. It looks like a very exciting card. But if this moves any of these generated cards into your opponent, and these are cards which are powerful that you want to have yourself, how do you stop yourself dying and just basically giving all that value to your opponent? It's just way too risky. I can't see that card seeing any play. Okay, we already looked at that. Right, replace your hero power with Algalon's Vision. So if you're not playing Totem Shaman, then your hero power is kind of rubbish. So maybe do this. Look at the top cards of your opponent's deck. You may put it on the bottom of the deck. Keep another card on the top of your opponent's deck. Move another card to the bottom of your opponent's deck. What? How does that work? Look at the top card of your opponent's deck. You may put it on the bottom of the deck. I don't understand how this works. Keep another card on the top of the opponent's deck, because by moving the top one to the bottom. Move another card to the bottom of the opponent's deck. That's really weird. Alright, I don't know why they're wording it like that. Okay, Storm Giant. Costs 2 less. Can be forged endlessly. Alright. Oh dear. Is there any payoff for forged cards besides being able to create a weapon with a 2/6? Whenever this attacks a minion, yeah, we saw that. Very, very interesting legendaries and neutrals. They don't seem very good at all, to be honest. Besides the mech one's very good for a mech deck. So these are the only ones we've got missing. Yeah, looks like it. Alright. So I guess that's this expansion. Right. So conclusions. What do we look out for? So I think we're looking at a priest and paladins or pogo style deck. We just have a ramping minion which gets bigger each time you summon it, or yeah, whatever you do to get it, that minion. Looking at Demon Hunter, looks like you've got a very flexible card draw shell, which can be really important, especially in Relic Demon Hunter, or maybe even Outcast Demon Hunter, where you want to get things quickly into your hand. This is a very good way to accelerate that. We've also got another bonus for Relic Demon Hunter, is the card which casts your first spell drawn automatically. You've got to be careful because you can burn cards if the first card you draw, the first spell you draw each turn in that turn happens to be Relic of card draw. Can't remember what it's called now. Relic of, what's it called? Relic of Intelligence or something like that. Relic of Dimensions, yeah, strange name for it. Yeah, that can draw you 2 cards with an upside, admittedly, but if you've got 8 cards in your hand and then you draw that, then you're going to draw another 2 cards automatically and you burn one. So you want to make sure you've always got only 7 cards in your hand if you've played that card already. But otherwise, yeah, really powerful card. I might even craft it, since I didn't actually get it. Here it is. It's a 5 mana 4/5, so slightly slow in tempo, but the effect you get is just really powerful. Okay. What else do we have? We got the Burn Mage with SIF. I think that's just a completely broken deck. It must be broken. I can't imagine it's not broken. Oh, look at this. We've got a new event. Right. Okay. Big Warlock using Sargeras, or the other, the 6 mana card. Where is it? Loken. I think that can be completely broken. If you manage to pull that specific combo off with the what's it called? With the Van Notem Lords of the Opera. You can do some massive stat bombs there. Depending whether there's large removal, which Priest usually does. Single cards removal, but yeah, I think this is, yeah, I think finally we're going to have a very powerful control Warlock deck, which is very nice. So we get to play my favorite card, Symphony of Sins. Let's hope we can get that working, especially as we've already got both legendaries. We can actually craft a deck like that straight away. We don't have to create the deck from dust. We've got all the components of it straight away now, which is really nice. What else do we have? Big Warlock, Paladin, Mech Paladin, Mech Mage might be making a comeback as well. Elemental Mage, treant Druid looks really powerful as an aggressive mid-range deck, especially if you've got a way of buffing up those wide boards, which we do a bit more expensive than we used to in token decks, but still very good. Also, maybe you can combine that with some of the drum druid kind of cards. Maybe this can be like a drum druid with other win conditions if those wide boards don't work straight away. Then you've got Nature Overload Shaman, you've got Bioluminescence with Burn, or a combination of thereof, and finally you've got Armour Warrior. So which classes don't really have anything special? Well, I guess Rogue. I guess I should add Mech Rogue as a possibility. Mech Rogue could be a good deck. There again, and you've got support for existing archetypes with Rogue, with a bit more support for Burgle and for Miracle Rogue. Anything which doesn't have Of course, Aggro Hunter, I think, is just going to be completely broken. Yeah, 1 minute. So Death Knight doesn't seem to have anything. That's interesting. I think Death Knight's a big loser here. So what does the Primus do, actually? Destroy an enemy minion, this minion, and your hero gain its health. That's really nice control tool for Blood Death Knight. Next spell it costs 3 less and has 3 spell damage. So you could play this for 8, and you've got 2 mana to play up to a 5 mana spell. So that could be an AoE, for example, and a Frost Shell. You can do 6 damage with 4 damage across the board with the spell, which does 3 damage and 1 across the board. Summon 2/3/3 undeads with Taunt and Reborn. That could go in your classic Unholy Death Knight package. So basically, any of the existing archetypes could add in Primus very seamlessly and be very useful. Yeah. And of course, you've got the Plague. The Plague, what's it called? You've got the Plague archetype, basically. That's the only new thing. Yeah, so I'm going to write down Plague Death Knight. But besides that, it's not so strong in my opinion. But you've got a lot of support for the existing archetypes just with the Primus. Okay, Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Druid Hunter, Mage, Paladin, Priest, Rogue, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior. Yes, every class has got a really good deck which you can try out, and definitely a lot of improvement for existing decks. So I think it's all in all a very nice expansion. I get the feeling there's going to be some outliers though, especially the Mage deck. It's going to be just so hard to deal with. Maybe people start teching to steal minions, so maybe Renathal will make a comeback if you've got one, especially if Titans are very prominent. You want to steal the other player's Titan, just ruin their day. But yeah, I think it's a really nice expansion. I'm just a bit worried it's going to be, the power level is going to be over the top though. All right, thanks for watching. That's my pack opening and my take on the cards. We did a full card review as well, and we've given a lot of deck suggestions, which I'm sure a few days into the expansion people already worked out. Well, it's actually 1 day into the expansion. Is it 2 days? 2 days into the expansion, I guess a lot of the decks are going to be worked out already. All right, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.